battle? So it's the Battle of Austerlitz, and
it was one of Napoleon's greatest victories.
Emperors is the nickname.
And it was one of his greatest victories. And then Napoleon was outnumbered 68,000 to almost 90,000.
so it started off, his idea coming in was to use Pratzen Heights to his advantage. Napoleon would have his guys previously on Pratzen Heights and retreat him. So then the allied armies of the Russians and Austrians would rush up and take Pratzen Heights. And then when he took Pratzen Heights, he also would have a weakened rear flank. And then the army of the allied armies, the general was drunk during the battle because he had drinking problems. And they also didn't pay very well attention when the leaders of the Russian and Austrian armies were giving orders. So then they rushed up to take on the weakened rear flank when more of the Napoleon's army came up to reinforce the flank, causing them, the Allied armies, to need more troops. So they would take troops off of Pratzen Heights. And why they wouldn't take troops from their imperial army, they didn't choose to. And then that made it so that the Napoleon's army could take Pratzen Heights again and split the army in two, which is never good in any case. And then once they got Pratzen Heights, they charged down some of their men from up in this heated battle and from his imperial army to take Pratzen Heights back, but they counterflanked him, if that's the right word, to create that raid from happening. And then from then on, it was downhill for the Russian and Austrian army, and they killed him by casualty, but mostly because of positions they were able to win.
What's this do for his legacy? Give him the mic.
Is what?
So,
Legacy.
like, if you built him a statue at this location after the Battle of Austerlitz, and he said, what kind of military leader is he from what happened here today? What would it make him look like? What would it say about him?
Yeah, pretty much. A big peace treaty. No, I don't know exactly.
Like, what kind of a military commander is he?
A good, really good one.
Okay, good is an understatement, right? Like, he's better than good.
He's great. He was the best. But I don't know. We're just pretty much.
Anything else you want to add about his legacy?
Well, this made it so Napoleon signed the peace treaty, and it was, although the day of this war was his second anniversary of becoming king, I believe, or his first. He said, and he had a peace treaty with Austria afterwards, and that adds to his legacy of being able to command an army using great tactical force, and later like a statue of him shaking hands and having a peace treaty with Austria.
Okay. Anybody have a question about the Battle of Austerlitz?
What was the plan going in?
Defeat the Russian and Austrian army, but they would use Pratzen Heights to their advantage.
Because here's the thing, where do you want to put your cannons on a battlefield? On a hill so you can shoot further, right? He had the hill to start with, and he retreated. He just like let the Russians and Austrians take the hill on purpose. Why the heck would he do that?
So then they come down after the right flank. Once they thought they were winning, once you think you're winning, you aren't aware that you're losing.
Okay, remember what the Mongols would always do? Feigned retreat, pretend like they're losing. They get overconfident and they do stupid stuff, and it's a trap. So he gave them the big hill, basically in the middle of the battlefield, and said, go ahead and put your cannons up there. And the Austrians and Russians are like, man, we feel good about life. Look, we're going to kick his butt. We outnumber him by a third, and we have the high ground. No sweat, but it was a trap. So he used their overconfidence against them, basically. Does that make sense? So do you see some common themes between the Battle of the Pyramids and the Battle of Austerlitz? They're both on land. What else do they have in common? Who wins?
Napoleon.
Napoleon and the French army. So the elephant's kicking butt on land. Does he have these great, crazy battlefield ideas? Is he outnumbered in both of them? And he doesn't just barely win, like he kicks butt. So far, if you said his legacy is this, it's got to be brilliant, he's one of the best ever, but it wouldn't be that simple if that was the end of the story, right? Okay, thank you guys. Let's give the Battle of Austerlitz 3. Ready?